Hello everyone. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video once it's done, please like and share. Also, if you enjoy the content that I'm putting out, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you cut on all notification bells so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. Thank you. Coming up this weekend, I'm going to be taking my son to his first ever baseball game, and he's really excited to go. I haven't been back at a baseball game since I was 7, and there was a reason why. Something that had happened to me that traumatized me and scared me. It scared me so bad that even the baseball mascot I was afraid of, because it was that person that was dressed up in that mascot costume that nearly almost cost me to never be found by my parents ever again. My name is Dylan, and this is what happened to me. This happened when I was 7, back in 1999. I really don't remember what team was playing, but it was obviously a team in our hometown we were rooting for. But honestly, after what I went through at that time, I just never really remembered all that well about who was playing up against who. All I remember was I was 7, I was excited to go to my first baseball game. I just turned 7 that year as well. My father took me as a birthday treat. I remember him telling me about the game. I don't remember too much, but I remember he said some few things like, "Alright son, this is going to be the match of the century. You're going to remember this for a very long time. You're going to probably be telling your kids about this, your grandkids about this. It's great, son. You're going to love this. You're going to be begging me to take you back here every single time whenever they start playing." I didn't really respond to my father. I just looked at him and I started to watch the game. As I was watching the game, my father had gotten up and he told me, "Okay, listen to me very carefully, son. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick, all right? Dylan, I want you to stay right here. Do not go anywhere else. Just stay in your seat until I come back. Daddy will not be gone too long, all right?" I nodded my head, and I watched as my father was trying to step over the crowd and not try to knock down anyone or try to bump into anyone. Afterwards, I continued to watch the game. As I was watching the game, I noticed something odd. There was our baseball mascot. He was gesturing me to come over there to him, and he had a baseball. I was intrigued by it, and I forgot about my father telling me to stay where I was at. Of course, I was 7 at the time, and this was my first game I ever been to. So I got up, and as the game was going, no one else noticed that I was walking towards the mascot. I went over there, and the mascot showed me the baseball, and they gave it to me, and then they grabbed my hands. I was holding the baseball in one hand as the mascot was grabbing my other hand, leading me into the stadium. I started to walk further and further away from the game, and that's when I mustered out something to the mascot. Where are we going? My dad said to stay right where I was at. He doesn't want me going anywhere. Are we going to find my dad?" The person in the suit did not say anything. They just turned towards me and nodded their head. I was creeped out that this mascot never said anything. I think that's what made it more creepier. As we were going, he led me outside, and there was a black van, a large black van. And the only thing I remember was they opened up the door. I remember seeing 2 guys in there, on the passenger side and the driver's side, looking at me smiling. And then, as I noticed what was happening, I tried to fight the mascot, but the mascot was strong. It slammed me into the car, and then they put their hands around my neck to try to strangle me. I remember screaming, but I really couldn't scream that loud because the mascot had its hands over my neck. I can feel the life seeping out of me. I saw everything going black. It was harder for me to breathe. I knew this was probably going to be it. I knew at that age that I was going to die. But luckily, a voice yelled out, "Hey, get your hands away from my son! Get away from him right now!" I remember seeing my dad, and I was relieved. He was with 2 security guards. The mascot threw me to the ground hard. I was alright, and then I remember the mascot jumping inside the van and closing the door as his accomplice drove off fast. I remember my father holding me. I was alright and everything was fine. I remember the police came, and then afterwards I remember going home and my parents got into a huge argument. My mother blamed my father for leaving me alone for that short amount of time. And after a while, he realized that it was his fault and he apologized to me over and over again. But unfortunately, the damage was already done. I didn't want to go back to a baseball game ever again since then. And it wasn't my father's fault. I don't blame him. I blame the individual who kidnapped me, who was trying to do something to me, and God knows what he was trying to do. The scariest thing about it is they never caught the mascot. They don't know how the individual looked, and that's what's really scary. The fact that they could have done this before, could have tried to kidnap and killed other children and gotten away with it. I don't know how many other cases are out there, but I'm thankful that I'm alive and that my father stopped the person from doing whatever he wanted to do with me. As I head off to the baseball game this weekend with my son, I made a mental note to make sure I use the bathroom. That way, nothing like that similar won't happen to my son. Or if I do have to go to the bathroom, I'm making sure I'm taking him with me.